We got good news. We got good news this week, or today, not this week, because I'm going to do another video tomorrow. But we have good news today instead of covering bad stuff. Like 99% of what I cover is bad stuff. This is good stuff. Kyle Rittenhouse got married. He's been radio silent for like the last good while, year, maybe two. It's been a long time since the last. Like, I followed him on X, and then I subbed to his YouTube channel, and then he didn't really do anything with either one of them. Like he posted for a while on X, then he kind of, like I said, he kind of went radio silent. Whatever it was, he felt like he had to do that. Like, no judgment here for that, but he's broken his silence. Kyle Rittenhouse is back in the public eye, and it's because, or it's not just because of this, but it's part of it. But it's to announce that he got married. Good for him. Young couple of young people getting married. You love to see it. And it should like come as no shock to anybody that Kyle Rittenhouse managed to like pull down a decent looking woman at 22 years old, because of how like frankly famous he is. And I mean, let's be real here, ladies. Come on, that like a lot of girls, not all of you, hashtag not all, but a lot of girls out there watched him murk two dudes and then horribly wound another, and instantly we're all like sploosh. A lot of you did. Now, to be fair, a lot of those women who went sploosh immediately dried up when he cried on the stand, but not enough, apparently. Also, I just want to tell it's like one of my favorite things about him was how funny he was after the trial. Like before he went radio silent, he like took a picture, like a screen grab of him on the stand, in full ugly cry face, and like photoshopped in like him holding like a bottle of beer and had like a and it's like me after, I can't remember exactly what the meme said, but it was like me after 10 beers telling my friends I love them. Like, this is good stuff. And he posted that himself. So dude's got a sense of humor. I'm glad he's doing okay. Shout out to the New York Post. Gun rights activist Kyle Rittenhouse, who made national headlines for being acquitted in an August 2020 shooting that killed two men during rioting in Kenosha, Wisconsin, made a surprise return to social media Wednesday to announce that he is married. Quote, "I'm back on social media. I'm back in the fight, and I'm here to stay," the 22-year-old wrote on X alongside two images of him and his bride, Bella, including one in which his new wife held an AR-15, because, of course, she's based. She is a based gun enjoyer. She's also heavily tattooed, which he's a fellow tattooed woman enjoyer. I know some of you guys out there, red flag. Sure, like I'll admit, heavily tattooed, that is, but a red flag isn't automatically indicative that bad things will happen, just that there's a higher likelihood that it could blow up in your face. Not that it guarantees, because there, like I said in my nose ring theory video, I've met plenty of heavily tattooed women that were completely well adjusted people. Hashtag not all. Am I right? Quote, "For a quick update, 6 months ago, I made the best decision of my life and married my best friend, Bella Rittenhouse. I couldn't be happier. I love you, beautiful." So, yeah, he got married back in like June or July, but kept it a secret because he's been off social media. Rittenhouse was found not guilty on November 19th, 2021, of homicide and attempted homicide and reckless endangerment in the deaths of Joseph Rosenbaum, Anthony Huber, and the wounding of Gage Grosskreutz on August 25th, 2020. Now, just a little story. So, when the trial was being held, and it was all held publicly, I was working. I was doing data entry at the time, so I was in an office, and we were allowed to have our phones or use the PC that we were working on. We could pull up stuff and like listen to music or listen to podcasts. Where like we were allowed, it was pretty chill environment. So naturally, I was very invested in the Rittenhouse case, and I watched the whole trial. I'd be sitting there, just keying stuff into the system, listening to, testimonies and, you know, just listening to the trial. And then whenever the judge read out the verdict, or whenever the foreman read out the verdict and he was found not guilty, I like jumped out of my chair. Like I didn't shout or scream, but I like threw my hands up in the air because I had my headset on, or my headphones. I had the big. I didn't have like little AirPods. I had like a big headset with like like with the big like earmuffs that completely like surround your ears. And I jumped out of my chair and I was just like, yes, yes, like I was through gritted teeth. I didn't want to scream, but I was very excited. I got super excited. I was like, yeah, he fucking did it. Yeah, our boy's going free. I was very invested in that case. The then 17-year-old had brought a semi-automatic rifle and a medical kit to Kenosha in what he claims was in an effort to protect businesses as riots broke out over the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man who was left paralyzed from the waist down. Ah, yes, I remember that. He, had a knife on him and he was trying to kidnap a child. So the cop shot him, and he didn't even kill him, just like paralyzed him from the waist down. And then the lefties and the blacks in Kenosha, Wisconsin, decided to burn down half the town because a multiple time felon who was in the process of kidnapping a child got shot by a cop who was armed, got shot by a cop and didn't even die, but they still, ridiculous stuff. Attorneys for the Illinois native successfully argued that he had acted in self-defense, which he did. I've seen all the videos 100 times. He 100% was acting in self-defense. After being confronted and attacked by all three victims, Gage Grosskreutz literally held a gun to Kyle's head. Like it was genuine. I love talking about the video. It's genuinely one of the most impressive, like what's the word? It was like one of the most impressive displays of oh god, like what's the term? Like not gunmanship or riflemanship, but like of control. Like the way, like so, Gage Grosskreutz comes up with him, and he's got a gun. Kyle sees the gun. This is after Kyle's sitting on the ground, after he's been hit in the head with a skateboard, the ninja kick guy, jump kick man, or whatever the hell they call him. So he's been hit in the head with a skateboard. He's been kicked in the back. You know, and here comes Gage Grosskreutz. He sees the gun. Kyle raises his AR and stops Gage momentarily. Now, at this point, this split second while Gage was stopped, because Kyle realized, by the way, that the it was jammed. I think it was jammed. I believe it was jammed. But anyway, he raises the gun. Now, Grosskreutz doesn't know that the rifle is jammed. I wish I had taken the time to pull the video up, but he doesn't know that the rifle's jammed. But so the rifle gets pointed at him, and he stops. Right. So then, in that second, after Gage stops, Kyle lowers the rifle back down, clears the jam, re-racks, raises the rifle up just in time as Gage Grosskreutz has the gun, pointed at Kyle's head, and he aims at Grosskreutz bicep and shoots him in the bicep. And this all happened in like a matter of 2 seconds. Like incredible control, incredible calmness. He just this. It was just it was very impressive. I was very that of all the video footage, that was the one I was most impressed with. Was how well he handled himself in that particular situation. He gets kicked, he gets hit in the head with a skateboard. A guy comes up with a gun, he stops him. You know, even though his gun is jammed, he stops him just long enough to clear the jam. Guy points the gun in his head, boom, shoots the gun or shoots the arm holding the gun. Good stuff. Since his acquittal, Rittenhouse has been a staunch opponent of gun control legislation. I would be too, shit. Including advocating against so-called red flag laws that would permit weapons to be taken from people who show signs of harming others or harming themselves or others. Yeah, what the fuck's a red flag law? Like, I'm pretty sure I would like get a red flag on me. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you, like, just like, and I'm not saying I'm like a crazy person or I have like like a violent history or anything like that, but like red flag laws are so broad and can be abused so easily. Like, I could just come in my house. You need to give me your gun. You need to give me your gun. You're not allowed to have that. Like I'm not for it. Quote, I support the Second Amendment because without it, I might not be here today. No, he would have certainly been dead. Rittenhouse wrote in a later X post, in 2020, when I was 17, I was put in a situation where violent criminals attacked me, struck me in the head multiple times, and one even pointed a gun in my face. I'm no hero, but I had no choice but to defend my own life in that moment. I'm not in prison, and I'm alive because the founders recognized our God given right to self defense, and the jury recognized that simple fact. If you believe we must defend the Second Amendment with everything we've got, follow me. I got to track down I wonder if he's using a new X account because I followed his old X account. But yeah, no, good for him. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's back doing pro two-way activism. I'm glad he got married. I hope they have a long and fruitful relationship. I hope they have like 20 children, all that good stuff. Good for him. You know, good. Like I said, good news. It's good news today. We're doing good news. But yeah, you should give me some good news by liking the video and subbing to the channel if you're not subbed, and go into X and follow me on X and following all my links. Giving me a follow and a sub pretty much everywhere. That would be fantastic. That would be good news for me to get the notifications and see that I have good news. To see that I have new likes and follows. That would be really good news.